Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another Behind the Groove podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington. And today we are going to talk about Army of Thieves. This is a Netflix movie. It is the sequel or prequel?
Prequel to Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead, exactly. And we reviewed that a few months ago. We thought that was a pretty cool film, pretty funny too. But Army of Thieves was really cool. Again, a foreign film.
Yeah, it counts. I think it counts as foreign. Dieter or Matthias.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was shot in Austria. That's where it was shot. It was shot in Austria.
The thing that's interesting is that when Dave Bautista's character, Scott Ward, goes to see Dieter in Army of the Dead, the initial scene was just supposed to be Dieter telling them, what led him to come down here and how this backstory about the safe cracking.
Yeah.
But the way he acted, the scene was so good that Zack Snyder was like, dude, make a movie about this. So they did.
Yeah.
They basically pitched the movie because it's acting. That's the wild part of Netflix. Netflix was like, here's the money truck, go to town, go ahead.
I thought that this was so much better than Army of the Dead.
I liked it better than Army of the Dead. I did.
Yeah, this was really good.
Army of the Dead is like a straightforward zombie heisting with sci-fi elements, though.
Right.
I think Army of the Dead is going to be better based on the next movie because there's so much unanswered questions with Army of the Dead. It's like, what the hell? What did I see? But it's going to make more sense when you see the sequel. But Army of Thieves was fun, lighthearted romp. I loved it.
Dude,
I actually enjoyed this movie a lot.
You know what? Here's the thing, right? It was a long movie. It was. I didn't care about that. This movie was fun, like you said. It was a great movie. We were just talking off camera that if this were in the theaters, man, it would have just smashed out.
It would have done really well.
They would have smashed this in the theater, man, all day, right?
But, done well.
Yeah, I really like this flick. You want to give a quick brief overview of Army of Thieves?
So basically, Dieter, whose real name is Sebastian, is he works somewhere. I think he delivers checks or something like that. He works in an office,
an unemployment office or something, right?
Yeah, something where people are yelling at him. He's a mundane life, and at nighttime he likes the safe cracking, and he likes that stuff. So he's
a YouTuber too.
Yeah, he's a YouTube channel. And he's got the one view, which I know the struggle, man. Starting a channel is hard. It's really hard.
That fool has like 100 videos with like no views. I mean, like, dude, your YouTube career is over.
It is pretty niche, right? Safe cracking is pretty niche, but so he gets one view, and that person's like, "Hey, we want to test your theories out." He's like, "Sure, all right." So he shows up and he says the password.
Underground safe cracking. Isn't that crazy?
He is in an underground safe cracking competition.
Wow.
And I loved how oblivious he is. Dieter's my favorite character from both movies.
Yeah.
That guy's charming as hell, right? But I love how oblivious he was, but he just dominated everybody once he figured out what's going on. And but so he wins the prize, or the prize was a trophy.
Yeah, it was a trophy.
He gets contacted by Gwendolyn because she's been watching him for a long time, trying to find somebody who's capable of unlocking these 3 safes, 3.5, because the number 4 is in America. So they got to do the 3 right now. And she introduces him to the team. Hijinks ensue. It's a charming story. I guess it's a rom-com too. It's an action movie. It's pretty violent. There's some violence in there. The action's pretty good. Acting is good. I liked it overall. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, I thought this was a great Saturday night movie.
Yes,
it was. Again, I thought this would have. I'm not a movie theater person, but if this were in the theaters, this would have just smashed out because it's just one of those big screen.
It's a fun movie.
It was really fun, dude. Okay, so his name is Sebastian. So we know that now.
You see why he turns his life around. So like I never understood in Army of the Dead about like Gwendolyn's safe is a safe and locks or whatever. That's the name of the shop that he's working at. But
Right.
he named it after her. That's where
So
it came
that's
from.
so that's his shop. That's not the shop of the old man who was in the front.
No, it's his shop.
Okay, wow. So there, I know. I saw that. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, is she in Nevada? Because she said that's where she wanted to go, and they're like, well, the
Mhm.
zombies are there, so they pretty much. It's definitely a prequel. You know, they
Oh,
set
it's
up
100%
everything. You know,
connected.
yeah. So it was, and that was the other thing.
Mhm.
They shot it as a prequel and did really great job at setting up
Mhm.
what was already done with Army of the Dead. Right, they did
Yeah,
a
it
great
ties right
job
in
with that.
perfectly.
You
'Cause
know,
he knew about the zombie things going on, so,
yeah.
it gets underneath. That layer was underneath, and the foreshadowing for him was underneath as well. And the funny part about it is Dieter directed this movie, or is it Matthias or whatever his name is? He directed this movie.
I was about to say, is it me or um, Army of Thieves? Did that just look better production wise than Army of the Dead?
I don't know. It's like because like Army of the Dead is like a horror movie. So it's supposed to be kind of gloomy and that like Zack Snyder, he makes it stylized. So he's sprinkling his Zack Snyderisms on it. But this was straightforward rom com ish, filmed in a way that is accessible to everybody. Because Army of the Dead is violent as hell and gory as hell.
Wow, I didn't know he directed this joint. Wow, he got another bag, dude, for real. Wow.
Well, Matthias is a superstar in Germany. Apparently, I didn't realize that he's a huge star.
Wow. Yeah, man. So okay, so he's intrigued with Hans Wagner's, you know,
His safe. He's
his
got this
safes,
is
right?
based on the symphony, four symphonies.
Hmm. If we went back and we watched Army of the Dead, we would hear that, symphony as he
Mm-hmm.
was opening the safe because that's
Yeah,
the safe right there. It's in Nevada, you
yeah,
know.
that's the song he play. Yeah,
Y-
I love the layers of this stuff.
Yeah. You know what else? What was kind of devastating was this Hans Wagner. He was like, "Okay, my job is done." He locked himself inside of a safe that no one can get in,
Yeah,
like entombed himself inside the safe, and they were
he
like,
threw it
"Well,
in the
let's just
river.
let's just drop this joint in the water," and it's just like, wow. So
It's wild.
yes, he lost his wife and his
Mhm.
child, um, and I guess he thought, now that he finished this safe, that he had nothing else to live for, and he entombed himself
Mhm.
in a safe, dude. Like, no,
That's
I'm
a
not doing
hard way to
that.
go.
No, 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 no.
Because at a certain point in time, you're like, did I make a mistake? It's a
Yeah.
wrap, though.
I'm like,
It's
no.
kind
I
of
mean,
stuck in
like,
there.
how am I gonna have Stellas? If I want a
Yeah,
Stella, where's the Stella? I mean, like, what if I want to go out and have some pizza or something like that? I can't get that inside of a safe. Come on.
it's in the dark, and you're like this big enclosed area. Ah, it's tough.
Yeah,
That's tough.
that's pretty tough. So he
Mhm.
bumps into Gwendoline, and she has a band of thieves. Brad
Yeah,
Cage. He looked a lot like the guy from the Wolverine. Didn't he look a lot like
yeah.
that
He
guy?
looked. He kind of looked like him. You're right.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I think that's what you're going for.
You had what's the guy's name? Dolph or Rolf or
Rolf. Rolf
yeah,
was the
you had him, and
driver,
then you had
getaway driver.
Karina. And
Yeah.
so they were just bank thieves, and they wanted to do something not
Mhm.
necessarily to grab a bunch of money, but just
You just
to
want to
create
open up the safes
just
to
create a legacy. That's it.
accomplish
Like,
it.
these
Yeah.
guys did that, so that was pretty interesting right there. And they knew that this guy,
Mhm.
Sebastian or Dieter, could possibly do that. I mean, he had the skill set.
Mhm.
Still a little interesting how he opened up the third safe while it was on a truck and she was driving down a winding road, and
Yeah.
one of those locks, just accidentally moved out of place or something like that. It's just like, oh, okay. So
Well, like
there's
I
that.
got the argument why they had to
Mhm.
do it moving because the police are going to figure out okay these guys stole the safe. They're
Yeah.
gonna look for them,
Mhm.
and where it was is so remote that it's not like they just go down a back alley and hide. Like you're on a one-way road, so eventually they're going to catch up to you. So
Yeah.
I got that. It made the whole thing that was more for suspense than anything else. Because I knew he was going to open it, but it was
Yeah.
definitely for suspense. It
Yeah.
it was yeah. The
Okay.
double cross was foreseeable. Like I saw that coming.
Wow. Wow. Like, dude, he was just like, no, you're trying to take my girlfriend. So I can't have you in this truck anymore. Like, dude, come
Once he shoved
on.
him off the truck, I was like, the double cross is here. These guys are
Come on,
useless.
Here's the thing though, when they shoved him off the truck,
Mhm.
how did the police know that was him? Because um the Interpol guy, he did not
Yeah, he was in the
know,
wrong place.
right, he did not know that was him until he just sat down and was comparing pictures and videos.
Yeah, yeah.
So while he was being chased, they didn't even know who he was. I mean, they were just like, hey, here's a guy running, let's chase him. The
Yeah, I
police
think
was
that
like,
he looks kind of suspicious though. If
right,
you're running out of a bank, the bank's
exactly.
got alarms going off, and you're running the other direction. You kind of that's the type of person you're like, yeah, we should probably talk to that person
What's
and see what's
going
going
on
on.
here? Exactly. So
Yeah.
so they break into these three safes. The two were pretty easy. Just how they got into the banks in these different places was really intriguing. Again, a great film. And then the third one, they
Mhm.
kind of tricked this casino slash
That was
bank. I don't
smart.
know what it was.
I thought they're gonna do it
Exactly.
live. I was like, wait a minute, they thought about this. That's genius. That was genius. I
Right.
give it to them for that.
I love the sort of the hacking, the types of hacking they were doing, just going into like radio and just I mean, she sent a hacking signal based on like bi-directional radios, just like walkie-talkies.
Yeah,
It was
that's
just
not
like,
how that
wow.
works.
I'm like, okay, this she's pretty good, Joe, for real.
It's
Um,
movie magic.
it's movie magic. And so he was going to okay, so Brad was still pissed off
Mhm.
because his girlfriend left him, just
To
like,
be fair for Brad, all right. I think a lot
mm,
of guys would be mad if they lost a girlfriend like that.
old girl left him, was like, you can't do that. We said that we agreed that after the
We
third
can do it
one,
after.
yes, we
Yeah,
would get rid of him, which is still kind of screwed up. But
that's kind of crappy. But yeah.
yeah, but I mean, the first and second, you know, bank robbery, safe cracking
Mhm.
expedition, they had enough money for all of them to just like chill
Yeah, they're
out.
fine. They had a
They were
couple of million
fine.
dollars.
It's
They're
just like,
fine.
I'm fine, dude. I don't need all this.
But you
One
had
of
to
my things,
finish the to open all the safes though. That's the goal was to do all the safes.
just for the legacy of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
But you
basically
didn't
fun
need
for
to.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they got into these different places where the safes were, um, I guess one of the things I'd have to ask is like, how did they when they figured out they wanted to do this, they were like, we have 4 days. How did they do all that recon in 4 days, right?
I think they did the recon in advance. They just need the safe cracker.
Okay,
That
okay.
kind of that makes sense to me, but
Mm,
it's still movie magic.
yeah,
It's a lot of movie magic.
yeah. The what would you think about like where it was shot? It was shot in Austria. Um,
I
just
love
the
movies got to go on location again. I know
yeah.
we got the pandemic and everything going on right
Mm.
now, but they filmed this during the pandemic too, so
Man, the
it's still
architectural
possible.
stuff was awesome in that. I'm just like, wow, look at this here.
Yeah.
It's
We got the bland buildings over here, and like I look at Europe, like, go man, they're living different over there.
listen, man, I'm trying to tell you, it's just like all of the stuff we've been watching, the stuff
Hmm.
that's really intriguing to me has been, for the most part, 95, 99% all foreign flicks,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
I'm watching Money Heist right now, and
Mhm.
that's an excellent show, and that's in Spain. It's an excellent show. I don't know why I haven't watched it before.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of that. I still have to get to it. I was watching Another Life, which is cheesy but really cool. It's a space flick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Canadian. Because a lot of the actors and actresses, they're all Canadian.
That sounds all right.
I think it's Canadian. But yeah, that's a really cool film. But yeah, Army of Thieves, man, that was this was I was pleasantly surprised with this movie, dude.
It's a charming movie. That's the best way I can say it. It's charming. Like, it's got heart. And I respect movies like that. That's like, we know what we are. We're not trying to pretend like we're not doing something that's out of realm or whatever, cut corners. Like, this is what we are. We're gonna have fun with it. We're just gonna make a nice movie and do our best. Like, that's all I ask for. That's all I ask for.
Okay, so this cop from Interpol, obviously Brad shot him in the butt, so he's still pissed off about that. You know, he's just like, man, he shot me in the butt. You know, he shot me in the booty. So when I guess Karina basically gave up the goods so she can save her brother.
Yeah, I understand.
Right. So he followed them and saw them about to get away on this boat. So I think I remember this, but like when they came up to the boat, Gwendoline, she did throw a bag of money into the boat, right? Because they had 3 backpacks, right?
I have to watch it again. She threw her backpack in there. I don't know if there's money inside.
Right, because that's where the passports and everything were. I think she threw a bag in there because, and I'm like, okay, so she was like, no, I'll go with you if you let him go. And I'm like, okay, and then the Interpol.
I hope she threw a bag in there.
Well, how else could he have opened up, you know, the locksmith in Nevada, right?
That's fair. Yeah, it's a lot to travel over there. And
I think he had a bag. I think a bag was dropped into the boat, dude, for real. I mean, it was 2 bags. I think it was like her.
You know, they had 3, and she threw something in there initially. So I don't know how much money was in there. It was a lot or a little, but there's something.
She threw 2 bags into the boat, her backpack and then a money bag, because they had 3 money bags. And I'm like, wow, this is very, this is, I don't know, man. That police officer, she was like, I'll just give you a backpack of money and we can just let this slide.
Man, that guy's salty about the butt shot.
You know, someone shot me in my booty, so I'm pissed off. You know, so yeah, I don't know, dude, but so Sebastian was able to get away again. So there are, throughout this entire flick, they kept talking about zombies, like zombies are in America, right?
Yeah, he's having dreams about it. He's having nightmares, whatever. Yeah, at least 2 nightmares about the zombies.
For the most part, they're in Nevada. So Gwendoline, she wanted to go to Nevada after all this was said and done. It's just like, okay, we're going to zombie world.
What's the name of the safe? The Gooder or something? Gooderheimer or something? I don't know
it's like it's Guden blah 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 blah. Let me see.
Yeah, it's a lot of G's and D's and whatever, but
I can't even pronounce it, dude. I mean, I'm not even gonna front because I mean I can't. But that's the safe that they broke in Army of the Dead, right?
Yeah, that's the final safe.
Yeah, that's the final safe, man.
So yeah, should we talk about, is Dieter alive or not?
Yes, he's alive. I mean, they at the end they showed like he's already in Nevada. He opened up a locksmith. He's alive.
No, I'm talking about from Army of the Dead. Is Dieter alive? Can they make more movies with him? Because they need to. They really need to.
Well, wait a minute. Let me see if I can think how that ended.
So he pushed Vanderhoof out of the way. I think he pushed him into the safe, and so Vanderhoof was in the safe. Yeah, when the safe blew up, the whole thing blew up. Is Dieter still alive? Because we had the time loop thing. So is time going to go back and they're going to start over again and do this again and get further? Or
he's sort of the key, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I thought Vanderhoof was. I think Dieter is probably the key to all this. Because
okay, I remember now.
Movies,
yes,
he was talking about the whole other world and time warp and all this. Like, for 2 movies, he's been talking about this. So I think Dieter is probably the key to the whole time loopy thing.
Okay, so he pushed Vanderhoof.
He pushed him in the vault. That's how he survived.
Closed it, and then the zombies attacked him. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So could he? Okay, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. But
I don't know.
That's a very interesting
Dieter
question.
In my life, right? Make
because
another movie with Dieter.
You kind of need him, though, right?
Yes.
You kind of
Dude, we
need
need
him.
another
He's
theater
the
movie.
safe
Let's go.
cracker, you know.
Let's go.
And we now know that Gwendoline will probably, once she gets out of jail, she is going to come and
Try and go down
find.
there.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe he may become the leader of the zombies. You know, I mean,
that's possible too. I don't know. It could have been him, and he's got fancy pants on now, and he's.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But this was a really great film. I really enjoyed it. The cinematography was great. The way it was shot, the
It was
storylines.
fun.
There were, it was long, but I'm okay with that because it was such a fun and great film. It was produced and directed really well. I mean, Netflix hit this out the park, man.
Yeah, I like the series. I like the movie. It's a fun, lighthearted romp. All right, we need those sometimes.
We
I
do.
watch a lot of action, bloody space movies, whatever. So having a lighthearted zombie movie that's good is good for your soul. All right.
Right.
I enjoyed this immensely.
It's important to for these streaming companies to put out really good content and not just put out like stuff and just leave us hanging. Specifically, another movie we're going to talk about shortly because that was ridiculous. But you have anything else to say about this before we wrap it up?
No, if you haven't seen it already, go watch it. It's number one trending on
It's number one trending.
Netflix. There you go.
Okay.
It's
Give me your
it.
rating on Army of Thieves.
On Twitter, I said 4 out of 5, but I'm going to go 4.5 out of 5. I really liked it.
What about like 10? We give it like 1 through 10.
Well, I say out of 10, it would be a 9 out of 10.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, just double it.
I'm going to give it a 9 too because, to be honest with you, I mean, when you told me about let's, watch Army of the Dead, I was like, I'm not really into zombie flicks, but I watched it and it was fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was fun.
Army of Thieves took out the zombies but kept everything else. And again, I love where it was shot. Just a beautiful country. Just the camera angles, the color grade was really awesome too. I mean, did you see, again, like I said, this film, Army of Thieves, was shot totally different than Army of the Dead. The color grade was like awesome in Army of Thieves. That was just a great film.
It was
Friday,
bright and
Saturday
colorful.
night. Yeah. Again, I gave it a 9. Netflix did a great job. I can't wait to see what's going to come up next with this because I'm starting to feel this whole sort of this genre right here, this specific film, you got the prequel, you have, yes, exactly. You have Army of the Dead. Now we need, what's coming up next. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But this was a great film. Go check it out. It's pretty awesome on Netflix. Well, folks, there you have it. Another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment. And until next time, peace.
All right.